There once was a Buddhist monk who was walking through the forest when he came across a man sitting under a tree. The man was dressed in fine clothes and had a lot of jewelry on. He looked like he was very wealthy. The monk approached the man and asked him what he was doing. "I am waiting for my friend," the man replied. "How long have you been waiting?" the monk asked. "It has been many days," the man replied. "And you are still waiting?" the monk asked. "Yes," the man said. "I know that he will come eventually." The monk smiled and said, "You are a good friend. It is rare to find someone who is so loyal." The man smiled back and said, "Thank you." The monk continued on his way, but he could not stop thinking about the man. He wondered why he was waiting for his friend for so long. He also wondered why he was dressed in such fine clothes. The next day, the monk returned to the forest. He found the man sitting in the same spot. "Is your friend here yet?" the monk asked. "No," the man replied. "But I know that he will come eventually." The monk sat down next to the man and waited with him. After a while, the monk said, "I have been thinking about you. You are a very wealthy man. Why are you waiting for your friend in this forest?" The man smiled and said, "I am waiting for my friend because he is the only person in the world who knows who I really am." The monk was surprised. "What do you mean?" he asked. "I mean that I am not the person that everyone thinks I am," the man replied. "I am a fake." The monk was shocked. "But why?" he asked. "Why are you pretending to be someone you are not?" "Because I am afraid," the man replied. "I am afraid of what people will think of me if they know who I really am." The monk was silent for a moment. Then he said, "It is better to be yourself than to pretend to be someone you are not. People will respect you more if you are honest with them." The man nodded. "You are right," he said. "I will try to be more honest with people." The monk smiled and said, "I am glad to hear it." The monk stood up and said, "I must go now. But I am glad that I met you. You have taught me a valuable lesson." The man stood up and bowed. "Thank you for your wisdom," he said. The monk bowed back and then walked away. The man watched the monk go. Then he sat back down under the tree and waited. He waited for his friend, but he also waited for the day when he could finally be himself. This story teaches us that it is important to be honest with ourselves and others. It is also important to remember that everyone is different, and that we should not judge others based on appearances.